Hello, fellow Badgers. I'm Peter Dorhout, a PhD graduate from 1989. When I was asked to share some remarks with you graduates, I wondered what others had shared with recent graduates, so I looked up some examples of commencement remarks from various speakers. And while reading through some addresses posted online, one message was clear. Nearly every speaker commented that they remembered nothing about what their own commencement speakers shared, yet they blathered on. I thought back to my own commencement speakers, including Nobel laureate E.J. Corey, and I admit I remembered nothing he said. So I was inspired to help you by ensuring that you would remember my remarks by making the theme of them nothing. Most of you are too young to remember the first run of a television show about nothing, Seinfeld, that ran from 1989 to 1998. Ostensibly, it was a comedy show about everyday life in New York, and the show's main character and co-writer, Jerry Seinfeld, often made reference to it being a show about nothing. He and Larry David made a killing over nothing. Now, here are three keys to remembering nothing from my comments. First of those is nothing has prepared you better to be a professional in the chemical sciences than the education and experiences that you received right there at Wisconsin. The Wisconsin land grant heritage that began 170 years ago is focused on an important mission to prepare the citizens of Wisconsin and beyond with exceptional and accessible education. Improving the lives of the people and the economy of the state is deeply rooted in what this university does. Now, when I arrived in Ames, Iowa to begin my postdoc in 1989, I felt a sense of anxiety about being overly confident and underprepared in my studies, like I had when I was an undergraduate. Nothing was farther from the truth. I discovered that among students who had studied chemistry at some of the best schools around the world, I was well prepared for the rigors of professional life, including being a faculty member. Wisconsin, this program, had prepared me to be competitive. Yes, I had mostly outstanding and indefatigable faculty there. I had outstanding faculty, postdocs, and graduate students mentoring me in research and teaching, and I had outstanding friends who today are still pretty shocked about what I've accomplished professionally. I'm sure some would reflect today that I was probably going to amount to nothing. Yet, here I stand before you, a professor, a vice president for research, and a former president of the American Chemical Society. Nothing has prepared you better to be excellent than this department. Now, the corollary to being prepared for success is this important consideration. Nothing is more important than learning to fail. My research experience with Art Ellis, sorry about the nitrogen laser, partnerships with YUCK-U, light scattering and lasers, again, sorry about that, and the many hours spent in the hallway with the late Larry Dahl, who would pop out of his office as I walked by any time of the day or night and regularly quiz me to failure on space groups. My lab and hallway experiences enabled me to learn to be an accomplished researcher, and that means to learn from the experiments that didn't succeed. That's what hypothesis-driven science is all about. Test your ideas to failure, learn from that failure, and propose a new hypothesis to generate a new research idea. The best part of being a scientist is coming up with that next idea. Nothing is more satisfying. So nothing prepares you for success than learning to fail, and I excelled at that during my years in Wisconsin. Now, my final point in this nihilistic disquisition, nothing is more important than friends and family. Nothing helps you conquer adversity like them. Many of you are graduating because your friends and family were behind you, supporting you, and advocating for your success. If you do nothing else today, take a moment to thank them. When you're being challenged later in life, your friends and your family will be there to see you through it all over again. I've come to realize that I met many of those people who are still part of my life right there in Madison. Colleagues in my labs and classes still stay connected with me through various virtual friend sites and through the American Chemical Society. Now, here's my one plug for ACS. I've got to do this. It's in my contract as a former president, which, by the way, pays me nothing. Networking at meetings has enabled me to form successful research collaborations, find graduate students and postdocs to join my research team, and develop leadership skills that launched me into new jobs. There are many professional organizations out there, but nothing like ACS. So remember, nothing has prepared you better to be excellent than this department. Nothing prepares you better for success than learning to fail. And nothing is more important than friends and family. With your Wisconsin degree, nothing will prevent you from following your passion, whatever that may be. I hope you will find nothing memorable about my comments today. Congratulations, Badgers.